This is an NPR article here. Georgia Attorney General names new prosecutor in the Ahmaud Arbery case. Now, this was something that, and I haven't read this yet, but it was something that was of interest to me because I know that they've already gone through two individuals prior to getting to the gentleman who I thought was in charge of this, but that's why I wanted to share this with you and then go ahead and read over it. Like I said, just to educate myself as to what's going on. Things are changing rapidly in the background, it seems. Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr on Monday tapped a new lead prosecutor in the murder case of Ahmaud Arbery, the fourth since the young black man was killed in February while jogging in Glenn County, Georgia. And here they already call it a murder, so they've already seemed to have made up their mind as to what it is. Joyette Holmes, district attorney of the Cobb County Judicial Circuit, and the first black woman to serve in that position, is taking over the case following a video of the shooting that went viral after it was posted online last week. The footage ignited national outcry and a cascade of questions over why no arrests were made in the 10 weeks since Arbery's February 23rd killing. Two white men, a father and son, were arrested Thursday in connection with the killing and face murder and aggravated assault charges. The arrest came 2 days after the Georgia Bureau of Investigation took over the case from local authorities. Now, that's a whole other issue that they'll have to resolve right there. On Monday, the U.S. Department of Justice confirmed it was considering whether to charge Gregory McMichael, 64, a retired police detective, and his son Travis, 34, with federal hate crimes. In a statement on the Cobb County District Attorney's Facebook page, they have a Facebook page? Holmes said, "Our office will immediately gather all materials related to the investigation thus far and continue to seek additional information to move this case forward." She added, "We appreciate the confidence that Attorney General Carr has in our office's ability to bring to light the justice that this case deserves." In a statement, the state's Attorney General thanked Atlantic Judicial Circuit District Attorney Tom Durden, who has led the case since mid-April, but added the case has grown in size and magnitude since he accepted. Carr said that another office is better suited from a resource perspective to now handle this case. Interesting, right? Before Durden's appointment, two other attorneys recused themselves from the case. On Sunday, Georgia's Attorney General requested that the Justice Department investigate local authorities' handling of the investigation. So you see it's getting deep there, too. The Attorney General's office is requesting this, and now they moved that one individual, Durden, off the case. So it looks like it's really starting to become politicized, and obviously based on the individuals involved and their skin color, you knew it was going to go there, or you know why it's going there. Justice Department spokesperson Carrie Kupek said Monday that it is assessing all of the evidence to determine whether federal hate crime charges are appropriate. In addition, we are considering the request of the Attorney General of Georgia, and we have asked that he forward to federal authorities any information that he has about the handling of the investigation. We will continue to assess all information, and we will take any appropriate action that is warranted by the facts and law, she said. As NPR has reported, Georgia, along with Arkansas, South Carolina, and Wyoming, are the only states that do not have hate crime laws and also don't require officials to collect data on such crimes, according to the DOJ. Race hustler Benjamin Crump, an attorney for the Arbery family, praised the Holmes appointment and urged her to be zealous in her search for justice. And like I always say, justice meaning give us what we want, whatever side you're on with this. In order for justice to be carried out both effectively and appropriately in the murder of Ahmaud Arbery, it is imperative that the special prosecutor has no affiliation with the Southeast Georgia legal or law enforcement communities, the statement said. We implore District Attorney Joyette Holmes to be zealous in her search for justice, as she works to hold all those responsible for the unjustified execution of an unarmed young black man in broad daylight, Crump added. And that's what I was saying about Crump. It seems to me like he's always represented similar individuals in these types of cases, and he's always out there doing the race baiting thing. So since the shooting, Brunswick Judicial Circuit District Attorney Jackie Johnson recused herself over a conflict of interest due to the fact that the elder McMichael had worked in her office, as Georgia Public Broadcasting reported. Next, George Barnhill of the Waycross Judicial Circuit recused himself at the request of the Arbery family. The family complained that Barnhill also had a conflict of interest because his son worked in Johnson's office as an assistant district attorney, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported. Durden took over the case on April 13th. Last week, he formally requested that the GBI become involved after the video of the shooting became public. Holmes will now prosecute the case. Her predecessor in the Cobb County District Attorney's Office was Vic Reynolds, who now leads the GBI. That's interesting. In a press conference Friday, Reynolds left open the possibility that more people could be charged in Arbery's death. So that's a pretty short article there. And again, I just wanted to educate myself as to what's going on with this. There's a lot of nuance behind the scenes. Obviously, what's going on in public with what we know, not much of that has changed. The facts are still the facts. The evidence is still the evidence. So I don't, call me crazy, call me naive on this, but I don't understand what they're talking about in terms of further investigation, or we're going to continue to further investigate the facts or charge more individuals. I don't understand how that's going to work out, because to me, it seems like you have a pretty clear-cut case of the three individuals involved, the McMichaels and Arbery himself. So I find it interesting that they're talking about potentially charging more people. I just don't understand where that would come from. We've seen the video. We see who's involved. I guess I just don't understand. I think we'll just have to wait and see on that. But I do find it interesting that there's a relationship between Reynolds and Holmes, but, not so much, obviously, because they're all within the chain there. They're all working as lawyers within the county, so it makes sense that they would know each other. But I find it interesting that the case keeps getting kicked down the road. What purpose do you serve in your job? And this is on any job. If you have to keep kicking the thing down the road, right? You have to keep elevating it to the next level and to the next level. Now, obviously, it's going to stop here with Holmes. But the one thing that strikes me about this case, or that comes to mind, I should say, is that now she, being a black individual, prosecuting two white men for the killing of a black guy, I think that from a public perspective, obviously it looks better than having that white guy, Barnhill, prosecuting in this sense. Say he failed, and in this sense, say Barnhill wasn't able to secure a verdict that is justice, as these individuals are claiming. Say that the McMichaels got off or got a lesser charge. Say they got a manslaughter charge each and got a year or two in jail time. You know that the Twitter mob and all the protesters out there who don't have jobs, they're going to be out there protesting, saying it's a miscarriage of justice. They let these two crackers off, and we blame the white guy for it, Barnhill. But now that you have Holmes involved, being black, like I said, the victim's black, it seems like a way that it would appease the community, right? Like she can be out there, even if she failed, she could give that press conference. Oh, we did the best we could. Blame the jury, blame the institutional racism. Racism is alive in America. We'd hear it all if somehow Holmes's office isn't able to deliver that guilty verdict on the murder charge. So optically is what I'm saying. Optically, it looks better to have a black person, especially when you're talking about the involvement of the black community there in Cobb County. I think it would go over better with them if she wasn't able to deliver the verdict they are hoping for, their form of justice. So again, just a brief article. I just wanted to bring myself up to speed on what's going on behind the scenes. Thank you all for watching, everybody. And if you weren't aware of this stuff already, hopefully this kind of shed some light a little bit on what's going on behind the scene, the whole politics of it all, and kind of how it can get dirty and messy when it comes to cases like this.